All my life I've been trying to lose weight. I've been on every diet known to man. Every year I did new goals. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to exercise, blah, blah, blah. And never, ever did I follow through. I had never done it right. I want to lose 20 pounds in 4 months. When I laid out how I was going to do it, it caused a structure, and I've always done well with structure. And then I became obsessed with not going over my 8-hour window, and not having a free day. It became exciting. I don't want to live all week waiting for the fun free day.
My mom, at 75 years old, decided to put challenge theory to the test and took on her own 4-month challenge to lose 20 pounds. Before her challenge started, she did not think there was any way she could lose 1 pound a week. She felt that at her age, her metabolism had slowed down and it just wasn't possible. Every diet she has tried, at some point she hits a sticking point, usually about 3 or 4 months into the plan, and she stops losing weight. And she gets frustrated, and then she goes off the plan. Find out if she accomplished her goal in this first ever Challenge Theory interview with my mom. This is my mom, Susan.
Hi.
My mom was the only person out of all my friends and family that agreed to try my challenge theory. And she has been doing her challenge for the last 4 months. She agreed to do an interview and answer some questions about what she experienced taking on her first ever challenge.
When Jim started talking about a challenge, for some reason a bell went off in my head, and I realized I had never done it right. I had done many goals. Every year I did new goals. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to exercise, blah, blah, blah. And never, ever did I follow through. But when he said challenge, which meant set a start date, set an end date, and lay out all the parameters, something about that rang true to me. So I went right in my room and I started thinking about it, and I wrote it out, and I am so excited about it. It's like changed all my thinking.
So what was your challenge and why did you choose it?
All my life I've been trying to lose weight. I've been on every diet known to man, and nothing ever worked. I mean, I would invent this thing called a free meal, and my free meals usually turned into 3 or 4 days, sometimes a week. I just couldn't reach a goal that I wouldn't even set a goal. I would just say, oh, my new goal is to lose weight, period. Well, with this, I actually sat down and said, I want to lose 20 pounds in 4 months. That would be £1 pound a week. But first I explained to Jim that there is no way I could lose £1 pound a week. Unheard of. My body, I'm 75, my body just would not do it.
When we first started talking about this, I talked to all my friends, all my family, and I told everybody about this idea, and she was the only one willing to actually do a challenge. So when she was thinking about starting her challenge, I wanted to make sure she did it right. What were you doing just prior to this challenge for your diet?
Well, I wasn't on a diet for a long time, and keto, I did try keto.
Were you gaining at that point, or had you
I lost a little bit on
plateau?
keto. But then I was eating like what they called a free meal, and I was eating too much food, and I was not losing.
So
the thought of giving up all bread and all pasta and all that was just too much.
The difference between a goal and a challenge is you got to have a very specific set of rules. Things that you are committed to that you will not break until the challenge is over. What were your rules that you came up with for your challenge?
That was the hard part. Right. So the first thing was count all my calories and stay under the amount they said I could have. I used an app called Lose It, and it's worked really well for me. It's on my phone. It's a few hundred more calories than I probably need, but I'm usually under that amount. So it gives me a little bit of leeway if I happen to eat a few extra.
But what was your cap, your target for your max?
1,400. Oh, calories?
Yeah, so you could have 1,400 calories a day.
To this day.
So rule 1, eat less than 1,400 calories every day.
Right. My second one was no free days. So that was the huge challenge for me because I always got lost in free days. I would start around Thursday thinking, what can I eat on Saturday? I would save things for Saturday, the so-called free day. And that just didn't work for me.
So the second rule was no free days.
No.
For the whole length of the 4 months, you could not have a free day.
At one time on your birthday, you were 50 and Noah turned 21. We had a party and I did have 1.5 pieces of cake. Okay. And it did put me over my calories, but I still tracked it, and the next morning I was in good shape.
That's awesome. You never broke that rule, the whole challenge?
No,
You never
just
took
that one birthday party.
So you never even took a free meal?
No.
So that was the only thing that was off your plan, was that one time that you
Yes.
had. How much cake did you have? That
One
party?
and a half pieces.
Okay.
I had one and it was so good. And so then I got another piece, but I just couldn't eat it all. So I only ate half through the restaurant.
That's amazing. The next day after that slight slip up, what was your mindset with your challenge and continuing forward? Did you feel bad about it, or how'd you feel after
No,
that?
I felt great. The truth of it is, I like the food I'm eating. So it was no problem. I got back, had the breakfast I really enjoy, the lunch and the dinner, and I didn't feel cheated at all.
Huh. In the past, how often would you take a free meal or a free day for the last 20 years?
If I was on a diet, once a week, but many times it turned into 2 or 3 days.
So you pretty much always included a free meal for as long
on
as you could
anything,
remember.
any program that I did.
So this is a 4-month stretch for the first time that you can even remember, really. For
You can stay on a program for 4 months.
keep going with your rules. So what other rules did you have?
Eat in an 8-hour window, which was huge for me because I never eat my breakfast before 11 a.m. and I done with my eating by 7 p.m. That's 8 hours.
Okay.
It cut out so many extra snacks. Because if I had 400 calories left, I could have just gone all night long eating
Right.
the snacks, the healthy snacks. But
Until you used up all those calories.
yes, exactly. But by stopping at 7, I was done. That was it. And there were times when I thought, "Oh, I'm still hungry," but I never ever broke that. I finish at 7.
That's awesome. Okay, and is that all your rules?
No, and then I decided to limit gluten, just because I'm not sure how it agrees with me. So, but that was the best part, because on keto, is it keto?
That was what we did before.
You couldn't have any bread and no pasta and blah, blah, blah. Well, on gluten-free, I found 3 Musketeers have these little bite size, and they're only like 40 calories for 2.
Right.
And they're gluten-free.
And they don't have gluten.
And Honey Nut Cheerios is the one cereal that's gluten-free. I can have a cup of that measured, a cup of skim milk and a banana, and that's always good. I found a gluten-free bread that I just love, and some gluten-free crackers. So that has been huge, and they're all within my calorie range, I make sure. So that was the last piece that I added in there.
This is the challenge form that my mom made, that she filled out, making this a challenge instead of a goal. She picked a start date and an end date. For it to be a challenge, you have to have a deadline, a date that you are going to take the test and see if you passed or failed the challenge. And so you did that. And then she made her rules, which was going to be track all her calories and come in under her goal target, no free days, and eat in her 8-hour window. So you had all your rules and limit gluten. Perfect. Would you say that in your life you feel like you have always had strong willpower and ability to follow through on things like this?
Zero willpower.
Do you think that the challenge itself helped you because this demonstrates amazing willpower. Most people that I know couldn't go 4 months without a single cheat meal. Not a cheat day, but even one wavering from their program for 4 months. So what do you accredit the newfound willpower to?
I think that when I laid out how I was going to do it, it caused a structure, and I've always done well with structure. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I said, I'm going to do this, and this, that made it doable.
Right. You knew you could. You knew it was something you could do.
I felt like I could, and then I became obsessed with not going over my 8-hour window and not having a free day, and it became exciting. To accomplish it. And then to see that weight actually coming off was even more exciting.
Have you ever described a diet that you were on as exciting in your life?
No. God,
That's crazy that you just said that. I take credit for that because I invented the challenge. I made you losing 20 pounds exciting. Do you feel like it tapped into your competitive nature? Because you don't seem that, you don't have a real strong competitive nature to begin with, but I know you don't like to lose at poker when we play family poker night.
That's a good question. I don't know. I really don't know.
I only ask because for me, that's what it is. That for me, it's my sense of competition, like my sense of pride that I set this goal and nothing can stop me. I will not waver.
It is like being at work and having 13 things I have to do that day. and I would be committed to do them no matter what. That if I had to stay late, that was always important to me.
I describe it as my competitive nature, but for you, it's like you see yourself as the kind of person that follows through on something that you set. Once you've said, I'm going to do this, almost like at work, you weren't going to leave anything undone at work. And with this challenge, you weren't going to leave any check marks unchecked throughout the day. Right. Okay, so here's the big question. What was the result of your challenge?
The day before it ended, I reached my goal, my weight challenge.
You did?
I reached it, yep.
Nice.
I'm not going to say what it was, but I was down 20 pounds.
Exactly 20 pounds.
Exactly 20 pounds.
One day prior
before
to the day.
it completed.
Nice.
I'm so excited.
That's amazing. So we're 5 days past. You lost your 20 pounds, and 5 days later, where are you at now?
The same.
So you've maintained that goal weight for 5 days, basically.
And that was my next challenge, was to go 2 weeks and maintain that number.
Nice.
And so far, I did go up a couple pounds.
Give me 5 on that.
But I'm right back down now. That number.
This is an interesting part of her experience. So, and I think this is common for most people when they accomplish something big. You got to kind of relax and take a minute to celebrate. But for you, when you finished your 4 months, you hit your goal, and then the day after your challenge was over, how did you?
I decided that this has become part of my life, and I wasn't going to change anything. But I did eat a lot. I went right up to the max on those calories, and
so you still didn't go over your calories?
No, I still didn't.
You didn't take a free meal?
No.
You didn't take a free day?
No.
All you did was you ate up to your 1,400 calories.
And I did put on 3 pounds the next day. But I don't think it was pounds. The scale was up
water
3.
weight.
And now I'm back to that low number. But the things that I call snacks are like rice cake with whipped cream cheese, a piece of toast with peanut butter. What's the other thing?
Sugar-free pudding.
Yeah, my sugar-free pudding with some Cool Whip. Those are really good, and normally I have one of those after dinner. Right. But I had them all.
That is so amazing, though. It's so rare that somebody does something really difficult, and then they finish, and then they have a strong desire to keep doing it. You know, it's just awesome. That's great. I love that part of the story.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. Do you plan on setting another challenge?
I do. I'm going to start. My brother's birthday is September 16th.
Okay.
So I'm going to maintain until then. Then I'm going to start a new 4-month challenge that will take me into the middle of January. And that goal is exactly the same. 4 months, lose a pound a week.
Okay.
But it'll get me through the holidays. And
Oh
that's
my
always
gosh.
scary. I don't think I've ever had a holiday that I didn't go crazy and gain about 20 pounds.
Right. Wow.
So I'm excited. That's going to be my next challenge.
Sweet. There were times on this challenge that I remember you saying, it's been 3 days and I haven't lost a pound. There's no way I'm going to hit my goal. Do you remember that?
Yeah, towards the end.
So I remember probably there was at least 3 or maybe 4 weeks that you said that to me, that you were like, I'm not losing. I gained a pound, and this because she weighs every day. So 3 days in a week, she might have lost a pound, but at 3 days during that week, you might have gained a pound and then held that extra pound or 2 pounds or fluctuated.
But it was easy to complain to you.
In the past, on a normal diet, before you did a challenge, when you had those weeks that were really frustrating, how did you respond then versus when you were on your challenge? How did it affect you? You know, is it?
Yeah, in the past I would have gone off. If I felt frustrated with my weight, I wasn't losing, that was it. I would reward myself by eating all my life. Yeah, many times I've broken a diet by just being frustrated and not losing, and this isn't working. I'll go off for a while and then I'll start a new diet. That was always my idea.
The thought of quitting never crossed your mind.
No,
you never
once,
wavered.
No, not one time.
This is just a general question. Is there anything that you can think of that you learned from your challenge?
Yeah, I've noticed the last few weeks realizing that I don't want to make food my fun anymore. For all my life, food has been the fun part of my life. I don't want to live all week waiting for the fun-free day. I want to eat because it makes me feel good, it makes me healthy. The reason being that my knees hurt. I want to get this weight off and I want to feel better. But that was never enough to have me stick with something.
In the past, after denying yourself for a long time on a strict diet, you feel deprived. You know, have you relate to that? Have you ever
No,
felt
I don't, because I get so much good food.
on this challenge?
I love what I'm eating.
But so this is different than previous diet. In previous experiences, you feel so deprived after you get to your goal that you want to go out and eat all the things you missed out on.
Exactly. With keto, you couldn't have any bread. With Weight Watchers, everything was so limited. I mean, this, you can have anything you want if you stay within your calories.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that made it all so easy.
Do you think that change of mindset is because of the challenge?
Following this challenge for 4 months has changed my mindset. I really do. And I started feeling this way a few weeks ago.
Wow.
Realizing that I'm not going to live for food anymore.
Dang. So I want some credit for that.
Yeah. I'll give you a pat on the back.
If there's someone out there that's watching this, maybe somebody that's your age, that has a goal that they've been wanting to do all their lives, it may be losing weight, but it may be something else. Is there any advice that you would give them?
Yes. Put it down on paper. Read it 100 times a day and follow the steps. Make the steps doable and you'll accomplish it. I never had done it before and it's awesome.
All right, Mom. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing, and I know it's nerve-wracking going on camera and sharing your story, but if you never know, it might help somebody. There might be someone out there that watches your story and gets the courage to take on their own challenge. You know?
Yeah, I hope so.
I want to put my challenge theory to the test. If you're thinking about taking on a challenge, if this video has motivated you to design your own challenge and take it on, shoot me an email. Maybe I can post your results on my channel and show that challenge theory works for other people besides just myself. That's the video. If you want to give a shout out to my mom, leave a comment below and let her know that you're impressed with what she accomplished. If you want to see how I did on my first challenge, check out this video. Keep grinding. More cool stuff to come.